Man, probably a fun fact on me is that I like to read. Like I like to read. That's a lost art nowadays. Oh, my great uncle is Jesse Owens. He won 4 gold medals in 1936.
I always want to leave people with this, man, to all the viewers and everybody out there, man. Make sure you guys finish your story. Make sure you guys finish your journey because somebody's going to need it.
Yeah. All you got to do is push the back button. That's all you got to do. Push the back signal.
Try not to think about the future too much so you can maximize the now.
Who's your favorite rap artist?
Man, to be honest, it's crazy. Tupac always been my number one, right? Like he got me through so much stuff, but Lil Wayne has been in the modern day.
I said, what does it really take? What does it really take to be great, Drew? And he looked at me and he was like, you really want to know? And he was like, to be honest, everything you did to get here, you need to be consistent times 10.
Happy Monday, happy Monday. It's your boy, Coach Lee. Welcome to the O.T.S.B.S show. Monday night, how we do it. We look at some topics that might be a little bit frightful for some, funny for others, but still they need to be covered. But it's Victory Monday for them damn Cowboys. Before I can start tonight's show, I got to bring my man on from the Northeast, my fellow Cowboy brother. What's happening, too?
Oh, yeah, I was mad as hell last week, and I'm still mad. You know why? Because they still disrespecting my boys after we pull off the victory. Told y'all on Wednesday's last show we had, Cowboys are going to win. I told everybody about the Bengals offensive line before the season started. Thought they was going to be better than that Super Bowl offensive line last year. So far, not.
Yeah.
Thank you, Mr. Collins. Thank you, Mr. Collins.
You called it out, man. You definitely called it out. Hey, I ain't going to lie. I think Cooper was gonna get it done. He came out, he looked crisp in that first drive, decent in the second drive, and made it count when he needed to.
Yeah, absolutely.
In the fourth. What's up, Chris? How you doing tonight? Appreciate you tapping in with us, man.
What's going on, Chris? What's going on? Yeah, man. Shout out, great victory. Shout out to a great week 2 overall in the NFL. So a lot of things that we've seen, unordinary, things that you may have clicked off your television screen, turned it back on and seen the scores reversed in terms of teams. It's a hell of a weekend.
Damn good weekend. College weekend was good. Locally, high school was good for your boy.
Shout out.
And then the Cowboys handled their business.
Yes, sir. I can talk about some high school football. Shout out to my Brighton Bengals, baby. Beating up on East Boston 52-22. Shout out to Coach Abraham and them boys over there putting in that work. Shout out to the Brighton Bengals, baby. We're trying to set up that game with your high school one day. You know what I'm saying?
I don't know if y'all want that smoke, man. Y'all don't want that smoke? But, man, speaking of smoke, man, that's the NFL, as we like to call it. Got a little bit of video to share with everybody here, but NFL. What's up, Jesus? Appreciate you tapping in with us.
Easy.
Eagles winning easy. I don't know about easy.
They healthy. They healthy right now, but I told everybody, we got to chill out. Dak's not out, but we have a guy that can run the system over here. Look good with the same unquality receivers that Dak had. News Gallup coming back. You know, James Washington coming back. Some familiarity, some veterans along that, receiver line. And those other guys that are playing wide receiver right now, imagine what happens when they get better. That backup duel is going to be crazy too, man. So I'm not worried about my Cowboys right now. So we get into this season. We got the Giants on Sunday. That's a winnable game. We gonna get
definitely a winnable game. So NFL, the No Fun League. So got a couple of hot topics. Y'all stay with us on this journey. Got a couple of hot topics for you. The first one is going to be this one from last week. This to play with Diggs.
34, Allen stepping up and now floating it downfield, and Diggs is behind the secondary, stumbles, but brings it in. Buffalo touchdown.
All right, so anything you see out of the ordinary on that play?
Nothing, but you said suddenly. I like that. That's something that I love. I love that type of stuff. Like prime time receiver on a cornerback prime time cornerback and you get a touchdown like that, oh yeah, there's gonna be some disrespect for talking in terms of the athlete, but I don't think there's any physical harm or personal harm with that.
Agreed. So the reason why I say you see anything wrong with that, he didn't get flagged for that play, but the NFL, the No Fun League, they came back Saturday, and they fined Stefon Diggs just under $11,000 for taunting Jalen Ramsey. And I was like, what? That's weak sauce. It wasn't even that bad.
Yeah, terrible. Opening night, you want some money in your pocket on top of already making money just because you play on a Thursday and everybody's waiting for the NFL to start. Greediness to the NFL to do things like that. He didn't deserve that. Who deserved to be fined is Jalen Ramsey for his performance that night. On Diggs. But he wasn't fined, so if he wasn't fined, I don't think anybody else should.
So Chris says the Rams will go deep in the playoffs. They gonna make it. I don't know about deep.
They have the ability to make wave in the playoffs, but we gotta remember right now, early in the season, Stafford's dealing with some woes as well. You know, saying that defense, as I stated, and we all stated that, you know, as you get older as a defense, you just become older. You know, maybe the same team as last year, you know, a couple pieces off as well. Von Miller and Buffalo, they are older. You know what I'm saying? So that comes with the wave there. We've seen it in game one against a superior team in Buffalo. You know, if the ceiling for the Rams is the Super Bowl and that ideal opponent is Buffalo, we've seen Buffalo expose them. You know, y'all can ride on the Matthew Stafford train if you want.
Hey, Suze, I agree with you. Stafford is a turnover machine.
Absolutely.
I definitely agree. That's the link right there. Which Stafford is going to show up. Defense is good enough. Offense, you know, they can make it happen. But what will Stafford do? That's why I was saying. That's why last year I wasn't sold. He almost gave the game away against the 49ers. He was trying to find ways to give it away.
And if he's doing that, giving the ball away, that means the defense is on the field more. So that means a powerful defense that struggles down, you know? And when your defense is basically the helm and you got to force them to have extra possessions, that's not good for you.
So we saw that weak sauce from last week. And then, like I say, $11,000 fine. This is the one from yesterday, division rival. This is Mike Evans and Marshawn Lattimore.
You see, Evans came off and he just rocked Lattimore. Wouldn't be surprised to see some guys thrown out of this one here, KB.
Yeah, New York can get involved and make decisions here. We told you earlier about Lattimore and Evans. They really don't like each other. They've had issues in the past. And that.
So that one was a little bit more serious. Punches were exchanged. And as it came down today, my man Mike Evans has been suspended for one game. Is that warranted?
Prior history with the player and all. I'm gonna be real with you. Lattimore should have got suspension too.
Yeah, they've been going at it for what, like last 3-4 years, something like that.
Yeah, that should have been a suspension for them both. And this is funny because if people pay attention and watch the NFL, I wish that Cortland Finnegan and Andre Johnson would have had something like that, like sequels to their thing. But unfortunately for Finnegan was told by NFL officials the day that the retaliation was supposed to happen that he better not do anything. So he didn't. But in this case, you know what I'm saying? Plenty of things that show up here. I was reading on websites. Told that Bruce Arians told Mike Evans to go on the field to defend Brady. He had an interview with Mike Evans yesterday, and he's like, well, he's Tom Brady, you know what I'm saying? What I'm supposed to do. So, you know, and all, you know, you're protecting the guard of the team, the face of the team. You know, shout out to Leonard Fournette as well for, you know what I'm saying, muffing in the scuffle. But when it comes down to it, bull crap that you got to be suspended for it, but I can see why they did it. Prior, but if you're going to do based off of prior, Lattimore should be suspended too because he was a main part of the scuffle as well.
Agreed. Now we have this part here. after the game.
I mean, we're in New Orleans. You know, it gets spicy sometimes. Got a little heat in the scuffle. Glad nobody got hurt, and glad our guys responded.
What is it about you and Marshawn that seems to always kind of come to a head?
We're super competitive, but today he was just a little too emotional. Like, you don't throw punches at guys on the field, and I think he threw a punch at Lenny and he pushed Tom or something like that, and I just can't let that happen to my teammates. So I just shoved him, and then it turned into a brawl.
Yeah, I mean, the second you see that, you come in here, and what's the kind of mentality of the rest of the team for you in the locker room?
Oh, I was excited. I watched the game. Our defense ramped it up. Our offense started making plays.
So he stood behind what he did. I can't say, that I don't agree with him. But at the end of the day, he protecting his teammates.
Yeah, protecting his
I think they both should have got suspended.
They both got suspended, definitely. Evans did what he had to do and defended Tom. He defended the teammate. You know what I'm saying? He wasn't going to let Tom take those pushes anymore or take a punch if they happen.
So
they play Green Bay next week.
They do.
So, I mean, early in the season, but I wish this was a game that Evans was playing in, figuring that Chris Godwin's not playing.
Right. And then Julio's banged up.
Right. And now Aaron, who in week 1 was, teaching young receivers, starting the book of teaching these young receivers he has to be in the game mode, goes into a Tampa Bay team where Tom Brady's going to have to, he got a couple veterans over there, but at the same time, it's not what he wants to go on with.
That's true. So Jesus says, and it's a good segue for the last part of this segment, this ain't about the teams or players. It's a representation of the league, and they ain't going to allow that. Totally agree. It's all about that shield at the end of the day.
Yeah, definitely all about that shield at the end of the day. Definitely. But I'm going to call the first one still BS. The second one, the shield got every right to do what they want to do in that situation. They are under the shield disciplinary papers. They've been active before, but they got Lattimore wrong. Lattimore should have been suspended. If you're going to be the shield, be all the way shield. Don't suspend one person and not suspend the other.
So they acted quickly. They came back. They fined Diggs. They fined and suspended. They fined Lattimore, I believe. So yeah. Fined and suspended Evans. So they acted quickly. My next case is, what are they gonna do about this play?
What a win against Arizona, man.
This is from the overtime game in Vegas. The Raiders against the Cards.
Dominic, I hope you're watching this.
So, if you're at home watching, what happened at the end there is a fan, it could have been on purpose or inadvertently, slapped Kyler Murray. The interesting thing that I find is, I've heard people say it was a Raider fan. I heard some people say that the fan from the Cards accidentally did it. It looked like the guy in the gray shirt to me, though. It looked like it was an accident. Right. But he didn't own up to it when Kyler came back.
Exactly. And that's how this is going to be looked at. And Kyler reacted in a way where the league's going to look at it, to see what the situation is. Now, from the outside looking in, I'm just thinking like the Cardinal players went over to the Las Vegas area, they're excited. You got Kyler Murray right in front of you. And he's giving people dap, handshakes, it could have been an inadvertent, I thought I was going to get some dap. I hit him. I like you said, it could work in one way, but in this case, it's the players. Kyler reacted, not in a happy way. Going to get looked at. Right. And at the end of the day, this fan who committed this will probably not be at another game. Maybe they will. Maybe there's some type of apology, something that comes up. I don't know, because like you said, it was a great game. Great way to end it on Arizona's part. But
came back from 20-0.
You got a bunch of drunk fans in Vegas after a loss. That's one of two things. That could have been a slap to the face of Kyler, or it could have been just trying to get some hand claps, you know what I'm saying? Because you got a professional football player literally almost in front of you. So it's bull crap. It's bull crap, you know, all around, because you know the defensive side is going to have that side of, oh, I was just going to give him a high five and all that, but it's no need for none of that in this game, you know what I'm saying, and all the craziness. But they're fans, you know what I'm saying, and
it's in the game.
And I'm gonna shout out Unc because Unc talks about this, you know what I'm saying, with the celebrations and things of the league and what's far and what's too far. Now you're in the end zone, you're celebrating, cool. The end zone's far, you know what I'm saying? Fans are not gonna jump on the field. But when you're in a stadium like that in Vegas where it's flat and literally they're right there, it's not a high rise, that can create some problems.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm gonna shout out Uncle on that. You know, I'm not 100% what Uncle says all the time. I like celebrations, but that celebration went a little bit too far in regards to the Cardinals. Though it was a great game and they won, but when you interact with the fans like that, especially when you're in the way,
it can happen.
You're not the crib. You know what I'm saying? So it's the bull crap.
Well, NFL, you on the clock. The first two you handled rather quickly. The second one, even if you find that it was inadvertent and it was an accident, you still under the microscope on how you handle it. You got to act just as quick to protect the players as you do to protect the image. Because if you don't, just like you gonna make this show tonight, it's straight up some old boo.
Ooh.
We're going to take our first break for the night. Y'all hanging with us. Keep the comments coming in. We be back in about, what they call around these here parts? 15-20. Hold on to your butts.
What's up, world? Kyrie Robinson, man. New Orleans Saints veteran. Hey, man, make sure you guys go check out my guy, man, STWF, the media, man. Check them guys out. Y'all want to get sports talks with players, with fans, anything like that, man, go check them guys out, man. That's the place to be if you want to talk sports. Who that nation?
And we're back. And we talked earlier at the top of the show. We talked about high school football was good, college football was good, NFL was good, but we got to talk about the good, the bad, and the ugly.
Yes.
And part of the ugly is probably going to be on Saturday at the Nebraska football game. The fans were acknowledged as chanting. They want Urban Meyer as their next coach. Scott Frost just recently got terminated from their position after they got beat, 45-42 to Georgia South. But he went 16-31 in his 4 seasons as the head coach of Nebraska. So they're looking for somebody. The Huskers have had just one winning season since they fired Bo Pelini in 2014. That's amazing. Growing up, Nebraska was a powerhouse.
Yes, Nebraska was a powerhouse home of football. When you think football, when you think of a fall day, football, the harvest, you think
about that wishbone, man.
Real talk, growing up, you think of Nebraska. Now, I may have, caught the teams too late when they were good. But I remember the Tim Crouches of the world, you know what I'm saying? Donica Sue, those guys were great players, you know what I'm saying? Like, but you don't have that no more. You just have quiet. It's just quiet over there. And them chanting for Urban Meyer, I like Urban Meyer as a football coach. And we speak on this, you know what I'm saying, with should coaches get a second chance? There's guys like Art Rouse and, you know what I'm saying, many other coaches, John Gruden's in the world, guys that have done some things that, they ask, do they deserve a second chance? And in football, I feel like that second chance is more than handy going to come to you. You know what I'm saying? Because
Right.
there's so many teams, you know, in college football, there's so many football teams. And at one point, you're going to have to get a coach that can satisfy not only your players that you want to recruit and you want to be on top of the game layer, but your fan base, you know. And I know Nebraska as a whole, the Corn Huskers, they tired of losing football games.
I know they are.
I didn't know Big Red was going to bring
Sorry.
it today.
Peep this
And I'll
real
tell you
fast.
what, they brought it. They brought it.
Go, go, go!
So you see, the fans are calling for him, and you know it's interesting that you brought up our brows. You know the likes of that. You know he did some terrible stuff happen on his watch. He was a head coach, even though I think our brows was a scapegoat for a bigger thing that was going on there. But still, it was on his watch. But Urban Meyer, man, he's been almost every stop he's had, except for maybe I don't remember too much coming out when he was at Utah. But in Florida, Aaron Hernandez.
Right.
You know, so all you got to do is think about, you know, the likes of that he had on this team. And Ohio State, you know, remember he had the beef with Tom Herman, the ex University of Texas football coach.
Right.
He was the offense coordinator for him. But it involved another assistant coach that allegedly was involved in, you know, it was allegations that he got handsy with his wife, you know, physical with her. And they helped cover it up. And, you know, they kind of, you know, blackballed him, but it's like every stop he's been. And then obviously when he's in Jacksonville, hugged up on the young co-ed, he just has a bad looks, but he just keeps getting, you know, these chances over and over again to the point whereas he's just a recycled coach. And the part that I don't like is these coaches, even these owners, you know, the whole Bill Polian thing. They got arrested years ago with contraband in his car and, you know, accusation, I think, of missing people and stuff like that. Anyhow, but still, these, you know, they get these second chances, whereas the players, it's pretty much for the most part one and done, except for the Josh Gordon thing.
Oh my God, you hit me right on the bank. He's playing with the Titans tonight.
Yeah,
he's active. Like, if you want to know how to keep an NFL career, Josh.
Look him up.
Hold on, I'm gonna give a shout out to Josh Gordon because I bet you, and I'm not even being asked. He's smoking a blunt, sitting here like I survived these times. The other drugs are crazy. You know what I'm saying? That he's performing. I mean, his life and growing up, you know, is devastating as well. But see Josh Gordon on the field. Don't know what he's going to do, but he's on the field despite everything he's dealt with. And like you said, man, you know, a lot of guys don't get to live like that. You know what I'm saying? One and dones, this and that. But the football coach is like, it's something. I feel like everybody likes a football coach. After a certain amount of time, people don't like a certain player. Players fade. You know what I'm saying? The guys that are still in name are famous guys, but if you really pay attention to the game, you love everybody. And that's where I feel like the reasoning for a second chance in a coach is more significant to a player. It's about the dollar bill.
Yes.
And if Nebraska can go get a guy like Urban Meyer, which is crazy because, like you said, he's done numerous things that doesn't warrant him nothing in regards to a job in the football ranks. Well, people are gonna shout his name. You got people shouting his name. Well, other colleges are shouting his name. What does the media? What does the media think about Urban Meyer getting another college job? That's what's gonna be next. Because if anybody's thinking about talking to him, and it comes up,
it's too soon. He's not even a full year removed from the debacle in Jacksonville.
Yeah, absolutely. But I feel like the time would be now to go try to fetch him because he may be almost done with the game. He may not want to coach no more. But if you can go talk to him right now, try to persuade him, which I don't think Nebraska's going to do, it would be now.
That's true. That's true. I don't know. I think he's gonna be cool. You know, he got a nice cushy job. You know, he was in Fox before he took the Jacksonville job. I mean, not with Fox, with ABC, and he came right back out and got right back on that side of the business. So you know, matters if you like him or not. He is definitely a voice of college football. He had success almost every level that he's been at. But at the end of the day, it's still going to be the same thing. Whereas, you know, preferential treatment, he keeps getting recycled around, and I think he's going to be back in football sooner rather than later.
Yes.
But it'll be if he wants to. Only reason why he wouldn't come back, he said, you know what, I'm done coaching. But if he wants to get back into coaching, they're gonna line up to try to sign him.
He's the Urban Meyer is the Rick Pitino of NCAA.
Great analogy.
And those guys are likable. You look at the old tapes, and these guys getting recruits. You know what I'm saying? These guys getting championships and having championship teams. It's these guys. You know, so when you look at those guys, and even if they're 40, 50, 60 on the streets and they got misdemeanors or felonies or, you know, fined a million times and all that, there's still people that not only relate to them, but like them and want them as part of their programs. It may not be the top schools, but, you know, and it's crazy, but I can sit here and say it's some bull crap, but anybody in that position is gonna want to take a job if it's given to you.
Yo, I definitely don't blame him. Just like, you know,
and that's the bull crap about it, because
like he's supposed to say no.
Right, exactly. Literally in your mind, you're thinking like it's like people say you should be responsible for your actions and all that, blah blah blah. Does that mean close your book? You know, so it's
still gotta eat. You still gotta eat.
Hold on. You just found out tonight through just having this conversation that it's some bullshit that the world's teaching us. You know what I'm saying? Because at the end of the day, you still gotta live your life. You still gotta go on.
It's true.
Regardless of the situation, you know what I'm saying? If you're still in this world walking this green grass, you gotta go through it all.
We gotta go through it, but I'm gonna call it like this. Art Brown did some bad stuff, but if Urban Meyer, at some point in time, the act versus the quantity, they gotta be equal.
Yeah, it gotta be equal. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of these things are not equal, and it's terrible that it is. You know, we get a guy that, you know, gets suspended 6 games for something that somebody got suspended the whole season for. You know, doesn't make no sense. You know.
And I think we talked about it. You know, Art Browse was recently, he was signed on as offensive coordinator for Grambling State, but you know, certain people came out, they were opposed against it, got a bad club, so he stepped away from it. You know, for me, he's got to work sooner or later. Right. I understand what happened, but you also got to look at everything that happened at Baylor. Evidently, Baylor's got, you know, I'm pretty sure it's cleaned up now. Well, it's the same school where 2 teammates got into it. And one teammate killed the other one on the basketball team years ago. So Baylor's not totally innocent in this situation. And I think, you know, you got to think about Sean Oakham. He would know his draft stock plummeted from an accusation that they eventually found out wasn't true. And now, you know, he's playing, you know, regional football teams. Whereas at one point in time, you know, he was going to be, you know, top 10, 15, 20 pick in the NFL.
And that's the downy right there. And that's the downy, that stuff, type of stuff right there. And even if Art, you know, was only 20% of the things that he got accused of and all that, that hurts, man. When he got the job, and they're backlashing him, they're probably sending him death threats and all that. He's like, in his mind, why I just said 2 minutes ago, you know, life's over for you. That's what people are telling you. Like, you got to take responsibilities for your actions. And then his mind is like, well, this is too much for me. I don't want to do it. You know what I'm saying? But in your mind, you do want to coach, but sometimes it hits you. It hits you just like that. But I know Art is still in his mindset, you know what I'm saying, to want to coach somewhere. Maybe he felt like, you know, his life would have probably ended if he would have remained, you know, at his position over there.
Right.
You know, so it's kind of like that. Like, and it gets scarier because it might not be the team that's giving this person a chance. It's the person that's taking the chance. Because now you got to go into the world and, you know, you got to continue to fight. You know what I'm saying?
True.
Not only did have a team be successful, but now get through the media. You know, get some positive back on your resume.
Maybe that's the secret. You know, if you get in the media, it makes you more likable. Because Urban keeps finding ways to get his foot in the door.
The secret society ain't kicked these guys out yet. The secret society ain't kicked these guys out. There's a bed for these guys still, even in name, not even on the sidelines, but in name.
Yeah,
that's what a lot of people do. You could be a football coach, basketball coach, inspirational coach, anything. You know what I'm saying? Anybody that's acquainted to those things I just mentioned, they are gonna look at you, not possibly you, but they're gonna look at somebody in that field.
That's true.
You know that you're the most reasonable favorite one for that.
That's all valid points, brother. Like always, you be bringing that hot fire, hot fire, hot fire.
Yes, sir. Dylon.
But tonight, every mind gets a job before they look at a real candidate. It's some straight up boom.
Yo, you know what's crazy? And I know we got to take a break and pay Bill. Bill,
what you got?
Bellamy, the coach, the offensive coach for the Chiefs. Okay. Now people may bash this man, but I listen. Shout out to Phil. Shout out to Jason Whitlock. I watched Jason. It is not about who the person is. It's what the person is spitting out. And a lot of the stuff, as in a lot of sports guys, may be off the curve, but just paying attention and watching daily, it's a lot of stuff that you take out of it. Potentially being scapegoated by the Chiefs because the Chiefs don't want to pay him. The Chiefs basically want to just be able to let his contract go and basically just let him be out. They tried to fleet him to teams last year, you know what I'm saying? And teams didn't want him. You know what I'm saying? So was speaking on it, you know, and in the Thursday game, they wasn't mentioning Eric. They used to mention him a lot all the time, you know what I'm saying? Now it's kind of like Andy Reid and, you know what I'm saying, Patrick Mahomes and him. You know, he's not getting the love over this. So it was a lot of things, you know. You had Coach JB from the Chance U football team dissecting Kyler Murray, you know what I'm saying that he's a terrible QB. Good athlete, but terrible QB.
Is he the guy that was in the school in Kansas or something like that?
Yeah, in Indianapolis, yeah. He's at the Junco school. Yeah, that's okay. Yeah, he got the boot. Yeah, but he got his own podcast and all that stuff, and he's been on for airing out Kyler Murray.
Okay. I don't know if that's the thing to do, but hey, everybody's got an opinion, I guess.
Yes, man. Everybody does, and it's great, man. It's great. Shout out to not only us at the brand and what we do. Shout out to, you know, to people and what they do on the podcast platform. You know what I'm saying? I said to myself years ago, you don't need to watch the mainstream TV to finally feel like you get all the information you get this from, you know, the ESPNs and the FS1s and all that extra stuff. No, you know, you can get it from somebody you're close with, you're friends with, people like us, you know, positive minds. You know what I'm saying? True. They're gonna pick this stuff up that will say it tonight and they're gonna say it tomorrow. That's just what I always believe. So keep on, everybody.
Keep on. Two with the words of wisdom. Two with the man. And Steelers are up. The Eagles are up 14-0.
14-0. Damn. You know what's crazy?
A touchdown run and a pass from the quarterback. What's his name?
They say Kirk playing like that.
Hey, I don't know why. Now that I think about it, I don't know why I picked Minnesota. Kirk does not play well in primetime games.
Oh, ain't his record like? Oh, see,
I completely forgot about that.
You know why though? Because it's early in the season and we're not picking up on that. We're picking up on a team winning fashionably like they won against the Packers last week, And you're thinking like the Eagles should be a team that they should be able to beat and grow some momentum. You want certain teams to win sometimes. And you don't have to be your favorite team, but a team like the Vikings, you feel like they should start the season 2-0 every year. You know what I'm saying? 3-0 every year. But then they do this. You know what I'm saying? Like, and that separates the average QBs from the great QBs. Like, Kirk is an average QB. And there's only a few certain things you gotta do to be great. And like tonight, you know what I'm saying, you're putting out a bad showing, you know what I'm saying, in front of your fans on prime time, where he's not good at.
That's true. That's what he does.
You know, somebody said earlier they're gonna win it easy. Shout out to Jesus for that, but they ain't winning nothing easy over here. But the Cowboys still up on 2 feet. We roll. And I told y'all Dak will be back in a month. I told 2-2. If we win Sunday, that means got to show me something. You know what I'm saying? So hope that the Giants win Sunday, Coach. You know why? Because I'm hot right
now. Oh, another touchdown. Diggs just scored again.
Diggs
on a bomb from Josh Allen.
Yo, you guys are just having fun. They're having fun. They're playing football. Think about it. Think about this. Josh Allen. And how about Josh Allen wasn't the guy that he is right now?
Now, a lot of people said that he was going to be a bust. They didn't know why they took him.
Say if like that when that tweet came out of his old school tweet when he was in college, with the racism or whatever it was said, the racial slur or whatever, you know, and that kind of jumped him to really be a great performer. Because even if you're dealing with that type of stuff, if you're above average and you're doing what you need to do, you can get overlooked. That can be overlooked.
That's true.
And that's been overlooked because he's not only been balling, but he's been overachieving and doing what he needs to do. So again, shout out to Josh. You know, whichever way I want to put it. Shout out to that Buffalo Bills team.
And
still around. I don't think they're won the Super Bowl, but they can.
Shout out to Will. Said Hurts playing pitch and catch out there on 7-on-7 drills.
Yeah, Bills too. Hurts is great, and this is the thing right here. And it made Philly's coaching may be, you know what I'm saying, different and all that, but they know how to coach the black QB. All that crap about Jalen being talked about and all that was trash when I heard it. Maybe new owners and stuff like that, but no, they know how to treat the black quarterback. And if Jalen Hurts is going to play great, they have no reason to disrespect that man.
Yeah, Philly goes back to Randall Cunningham, Adrian McPherson, Donovan McNabb,
Rodney Peete,
Jalen Hurts.
Decent, you know what I'm saying? Jalen Hurts, Mike Vick,
Vince Young.
Yeah, like they know how to treat them guys. You know what I'm saying?
Do. I give it to them.
Like, come on, McNabb was eating chunky soup. Hold on, let that sink in for a second, America. Donovan McNabb was the face of chunky soup. Hold on. Who of all color buying chunky soup? Let that sink in for a second.
You know what? We're going to roll right into this next segment because you got some great segues going on. We're going to call this initial investments. So, you know, even though we lost, your boy was pumped when my Texas Longhorns ran toe-to-toe with Alabama 2 weeks ago. 2 weeks ago. They came back, they handled business at UTSA, and Bijan Robinson going to be the first back taken in this year's draft. But UT, a lot of people don't like them. They remind them of the Cowboys. They get all the pub, but they don't win. I get it. But UT got deep pockets. That's why they stay relevant. And that's why I know that they will be able to compete in the SEC. It was a report that came out, and we all know they already got their prize recruit. He verbally committed. One Arch Manning, the nephew of Peyton and Eli Manning. He and 8 other recruits they was back in the mid-June weekend. The Longhorns, for those 9 players, spent nearly $280,000 for one weekend to host these guys. You think that's money well spent?
That's money. And in this world right now, to even read an article and read something like this is absurd to me. Absurd. Because for years, there's illegal recruitment and money being thrown around, but we never knew how much money. Unless you knew that person physically and he told you stories, you didn't notice. So to hit $280K, I just think that's not a lot of money. Honestly, you know what I'm saying? But shout out to the young boys getting it. Now you can talk about the money, how much is being spent through there since the NIL rolls out, you know what I'm saying? And money can be discussed in articles, and like you said, Texas, they go into the SEC. They got to stop that spending early. They got to get a couple more people to flip to their side, you know what I'm saying? And hey, Arch Manning, a great start to that, you know what I'm saying? Great family he comes from, and just like you said, man, they spend their money well in Texas. Regardless if they win or lose.
Right now, going into the 2023, and we talk about the initial investment here, and this all going to tie back in to tonight's thing. But right now, UT has the early showing, so they have the number 2 overall early commit class right now. They've got 22 hard commits. Of those 22, 3 of them are 5 stars. And they got a bunch of 4 stars and a handful of 3 stars. So they've done their due diligence, and they're all over the place. Most of them are from Texas, but they got some from out of state. The likes of the Floridas, got a kid from Jersey coming in. The point I'm trying to make is Unc was adamant about these kids not getting their NIL money. And yes, money will spent. He's adamant about these kids not getting their URL money. The money is out there. Just like when people come and they complain about athletes don't deserve the money they get, the money is out there. Where should the money go? Should it go back to the owners? Should it go back to the schools?
Right. This is money that was always spent. This could never come out because whenever it came out beforehand, it was illegal.
Yeah.
The bullshit is now that it's legal. And technically, it should have been legal because when you're running a business and you're trying to drive for money, what are you doing? You can't not make money. You cannot spend. You have to spend money. So, what do you think? It's like people just like, oh yeah, no. Their parents are talking, the coaches are talking, You know what I'm saying? The sponsors are talking. Like, come on, man. And now that Pandora's box has been open, it's okay to let people know how much you spend on it.
Hey, I'm going to always say it. Having been in the situation before, being in college, being part of an athletic program where you went hungry sometimes, and then you see people wearing numbers of their favorite players, coaches getting multi-million-dollar contracts. They can up and leave when they get ready. So I'm all for these kids getting their money, and also these kids getting their money is bringing back NCAA football for the faithful.
Right, exactly. Bringing it back and look at it. You're about to stop making money. Like, you think 2K's hot? Hold on. I might grab and play video games again once that NCAA football come out again.
Right on.
We're going to have an STWF university. So you're going to have the whole roster. Yo, Will, what position you want to play? Hey, what position you want to play? Coach, what position you want to play? Hey, Mr. Robinson, we know you had to stay with the Saints, but you can come back to college again. I know you probably got some eligibility left. Who knows? You know what I'm saying? Like, that's what it's going to bring. In this case right now, coming in, like, what? I'm going to be playing all college video games in the next 2 years. along with Grand Theft Auto, with some clips of the newest Grand Theft Auto coming out real soon. You know, was out today. I guess they were leaked. You know, so shout out to the video game world. Shout out to the NCAA for finally, you know what I'm saying, inversion this, you know, secret that you had for years. You know what I'm saying, and being able to, you know what I'm saying, make it well worth, man. And that you're probably gonna get extra money for doing the things you're doing now. More money is gonna come.
That's true.
Well, I can't wait for that to come out, man. Like, for real. Like, I used to kill the NCAA football game. I feel like when they stopped making them, the NCAA basketball games, I felt like I stopped playing video games as a whole.
Will says the money was always out there. Some players were getting the bag, but now it can be more evenly spread out amongst the players.
Yes, absolutely. The one star recruit gonna get a bag.
Agreed.
But you know who to give a real shout out to?
Who's that?
O.T.S.B.S Napier, man. O.T.S.B.S Napier. If you don't know, you didn't hear the article about O.T.S.B.S Napier speaking on, you know, how they were eating at Connecticut, you know what I'm saying, during their run at success, you know how, you know what I'm saying, like, you know, but though student athletes were getting extra money on their cards to eat and all that, you know what I'm saying, that's not enough for them, you know what I'm saying. Expand, increase that limit on that student card. I wish I was a college kid again.
But this last segment is for you, come be with us tonight. But it all came back to these kids need to get paid in NIL. All this money going out there, $290,000 for weekend trips. Got to spend it on somebody. If you don't, at the end of the day, just like it is every Monday night, it's some straight up bull. The hometown brother of Bass spoke up for his squad and his peers. And you got to. And the story that sticks in my head at the end of that is the Chris Webber story when he said when the Fab Five was at their peak and he went to a McDonald's, he couldn't even afford to buy himself anything to eat because he had no money. But he see a kid walking by with his Michigan jersey on.
That
marinate on that.
Right. That's the crazy thing because now you're thinking like, oh snap, my jersey's in the store. Hold on, my jersey's in the store. And only smart people were thinking like they're making money off it. A person off the streets who's probably been around all that stuff and people making money. He making money
right.
Off it. My jersey. Come on, man. And that's the thing about it. Like that's where stuff gets tricky, and that's where you kind of gotta respect that in terms of the dollars.
I bet that's Unc right there.
Shout out to that laugh. Hey, we know why he's not on here. He's talking Saints 1 again. So he was partying like he did last Sunday. That didn't happen. You know, I got black and gold on to support your Saints today.
Oh!
And we were saying, you know, who that? Them Cowboys, who Rush. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Cool Rush. He's not the best QB, and that's not what we're asking him to be. We're just asking him to just stationary the team. And we're asking the position players to play their part. You know, that's all you can ask in a team that's struggling, you know, when they don't have their guy at the top position in football.
That is so true, fam.
So at the end of the day, for all teams, you know, going through injuries, Jameis Winston, you know what I'm saying, playing with 4 vertebrae in his back, 4 fractures in his back, you know, throwing 4 picks and a pick 6 yesterday, but they're going to talk about the pick 6 and 4 interceptions. But at the end of the day, he's hurt. You know what I'm saying? There's guys that are going to get hurt during this season. There's teams that are going to struggle during the season, be up during the season. I'm not saying that the Cowboys are going to be all the way up high this season, but we've seen the Jets win. We've seen the Jaguars win. No, hold on. It's crazy because I was speaking on this yesterday. I said, and I didn't even know this when I said it. I said the Jags, Lions, and the Jets were the 3 worst teams in football last year. This has to be history that they all won on the same day. Guess what? First time since 2011 that all those teams won on the same day.
Since 2011, wow. That's a good nugget for you there, man.
That is insane. And then hold on. And there was another team who else won yesterday? There was somebody else that won yesterday. Was that who won? I forgot who else won yesterday, but I think there was a fourth team. I don't know if they was in the top 4, the worst teams, but they were definitely around there. They played the victory yesterday, man. So shout out to everybody, man. It's bull crap though, when you're dealing with injuries.
Say Jacksonville won yesterday. Who else was it?
Might be my mistake. I might just be going over low yesterday because it was so fun watching games.
Giants? Did you mention the Giants?
Oh, yeah, the Giants. Sorry, the Giants. The Giants. That was
2-0 Giants.
This game coming up, Giants Cowboys on next Monday. The Giants are really going to be hungry for this game. But I said this last year to people. I said the Giants felt like that was their game to spark, to go in Dallas and win. They were a little warm going there. Everybody on their team literally got injured that game. And this game, they're going to want this game.
Mm-hmm.
And we're the team that's hurt. Not necessarily that game Monday, but coming into the game. So that could be an advantage for the Dallas Cowboys. That so early in the season for the Giants, this is like the win that's going to, get them into the real media talk. Get them to talk to the first take talk, saying the TV talk, and maybe us to talk about them a little bit more. But it's an advantage for the Cowboys because even if they got Cooper Rush at the QB, they play.
He just needs to go 500 until Dak gets back.
5 what?
Cooper needs to go at least 500 until Dak gets back.
I think he can do that.
He already ahead of the curve.
Right, ahead of the curve. Maybe I'll need one more win, and then Uncle be shooting his words. Uncle be passing me some cheddar.
But shout outs for tonight, fam.
Shout out to you guys. Shout out to everybody in the brand. Shouting out, saluting, commenting, sharing. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to everybody living it, getting it at the beginning of the week. The weekend's going to come. But before it comes, grind. You know what I'm saying? Get right. Be healthy. Wealth is health. Health is wealth. You know what I'm saying? Health before money, though. Make sure your health's great before that money. You know what I'm saying? Because without the health, you can't sustain that money. So, hope everybody has a great night. Hearing raindrops here in Massachusetts. Damn.
Man, my shout outs for tonight. Shout out to my man, too. Appreciate you jumping on here. Also, y'all be tuning in with us, man. We're going to have a little bit of some finagling going on as far as our shows. Two and I working behind the scenes, or will be working behind the scenes, rather, to get these lineups in order for you. Y'all going to like it. Y'all going to be involved in it. But special shout out to my fam. Extra special shout out to my Duncanville Panthers won this weekend in high school. My Longhorns won in college. My alma mater, those Javelinas, they beat the number 14 team in Division II this weekend. Nice. Cowboys won. Hey, it don't get no better than that.
Yes.
Except my fantasy team to do too
well. hey, yes, yo. And honestly, I'll be real with you. I don't look at none of and this is possible. Don't ask me how I do it. I do not look at any of the fantasy scores until Tuesday morning.
That's a man with confidence there.
It's very hard. It's not a confidence thing. I just can't have my football day ruined or my football week ruined, knowing that I may be getting my ass slapped in fantasy football.
That makes sense. I might need to start doing that. I'll be miserable.
And if I'm winning, I'm like, I'm winning. And then that's when you stop hearing the notification. Everything going off. But no, this is me. This is me thing. I think I've been doing, man. It comes with wins or losses or whatever. But still being strategic and what I'm saying, getting around, man. And hoping these couple weeks flow around fast, so I can know what my lineup is for the rest of the year, man. Because you know how the early things go. You're trying to implement people. You know what I'm saying? You got some guys that are guarantees to you weekly, but may not be guarantees every week. So
you finding that mix that works best for you. But hey, that's what we do. Fancy footballers here. We appreciate y'all hanging out with your boys at the O.T.S.B.S show tonight. Be here tomorrow for the Sports Chatter show. And just like always, we out. Peace.
Yeah.